I grew up with wolves, you know that I'm greedy. Quiet is kept, but I'm openly sneaky. Cash out the money, you track me them numbers. I go and refund it before it's completed. Use the resources before they're depleted. Didn't have the money, so I had to wing it. Cars we drive are hard to distinguish. Open the door and it look like a phoenix. Don't have to commend me, already conceded. Dressed in the attire required for means. Wearing peacoats in the hottest degree. Though let's buy focus, I hardly could see. All of these diamonds will alter the climate with these VVS's.
We're back again. I got this hood pop for a reason. But before we get to that, we're gonna get to this. Fun with this car lately. Some of the things that I've done. We're gonna start with the mediocre stuff. Pretty much the basics. All right, we're gonna start with something small. Lowering springs. It gave me a 1-inch drop in the front and a 1/2-inch drop in the back. And as you can see, it added to the look of the car. Like, it looks mean, it sit lower. And I had some 285, 35, 19s on here at first. But had a couple things happen with that. Was in a car accident. Being on Mickey Thompson's and, you know, being in the area I'm in, it's pretty bad weather sometimes. So I had to switch it up, man. I had to get some more tires. So I went with the Continental. And these are the Extreme Contacts. So they're pretty good tires, like I said, everyday drivers. They're 255s, so I felt like those were something good. And I'm still riding the Michelin Cups on the front. They've been pretty good to me, so haven't had any problems out of those.
Ready? All right, 1, 2, 3. Ready? All right, 1, 2, 3.
All right, so under the hood looks simple, normal, whatever. I got the Roush cold air intake. I love this intake, man. It's very big. If you're in the market for an intake, if you look at the housing and you look at the tubing, it fit pretty much like stock, but this intake is very, very large. And like, if I open it up, you will see how much space and how big the filter is compared to how it looks all together and under the hood. Like, it's actually a very good intake. I think Roush did a great job with this intake. First and foremost, I give them that. They did a very great job with this intake. I think this Roush intake, the JLT intake, CNL, and the PMAS are the best intakes you can get for these cars when it comes to performance, and especially on the naturally aspirated setup. So under this cover, you see that I don't have the covers on these right here. I want to be able to take it off at leisure whenever I please, so I just pop them up on each side and it comes off. Well, this is what I want to tell you guys about right here, right? This thing right here. So this right here is the bread and butter of this video. And the reason why I say that is because I'm on a naturally aspirated setup, and everything that I've wanted to do when it comes to NA setup is pretty much built around the intake. I saw a lot of intake shootouts, and I would say this happened to be one of the best. It's an 18 up ported intake. EMP, Lund, and Palm Beach Dyno, all are great companies when it comes to tuning these Coyote engines, right? This is a Gen 3 Coyote engine. And one of the things I can say, when me watching intake shootouts, it was very informative, and I've learned a lot of things, and I kind of went around and about the way that I want to get an intake. I have nothing against the Cobra Jet at all, but for the price, this right here would be the best intake you can get. They did a variety of intakes. They did the 18 plus, they did the Cobra Jet, they did the Boss intake, and like I said, those were the top 3 when it came to making power on the naturally aspirated setup. But for the price, this happens to be one of the best. A ported 18. By me riding this car, coming from the stock intake versus the ported intake, I really tell the difference. Like, this car pulls. First, when I was driving on the regular intake, I would feel my power band around, I would say 42. You know, it differentiates on how you're driving. This is a 6-speed, so I would say around 42. It really kicks in. But with this ported intake on the bottom end, man, this thing pulls. I would say at least around 31, 32. Like, it really kicks in. And right around the 5,000 mark, it really kicks in. So I would say for the bang of the buck, for the money versus paying for the Cobra Jet, you're paying about $2,100 for the whole setup. The intake, the throttle body, and also the manifold, around $2,100. You can reach out to Lethal Performance, American Muscle. I think they all offer this intake. I got mine from Juggernaut Performance, and they sent it off to 1320, and 1320 did a very great job of putting this. Price point on this intake was around $700. Installation for me was around $200. But I can say the only thing you'll have to do is remove your rails, take your throttle body off, cold that intake, and some of your vacuum wires just to get the intakes off. It's a very simple job, 2 to 3 hour job. I could have done it myself, but the way my schedule works, I don't have a lot of time to actually indulge in it. So I paid someone else to do it. So enough talking, I'm gonna put this cover back on. And like I said, man, it's a beautiful intake. Like, if you really look at the intake, they did a great job. They put their name on it, and I love that. But in order to hide it, you can't hide a Cobra Jet. In order to hide it, all you do is slide this back over on top, and no one knows. Simple, easy. Only thing you can see is the Roush intake. And a lot of people battle between ported throttle bodies, and I wouldn't get a ported. I have a 2019 Mustang. The Gen 3s are 18 and up, so you do not need anything over the 47-pound spec injectors that come factory. It's plug and play when it comes to this intake for a Gen 3. But have a Gen 2, you need 47-pound injectors along with any manifold swap. You need those 47-pound injectors. Me being who I am, what I do is every time I make a mod to this, I still send in a data log just to make sure everything run accordingly, because I don't run this car a whole lot, but I drive this car a lot. So by me driving it a lot, I would like to make sure everything is in spec car. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you guys along with me to data log. You see, I got my device. I have it plugged into the computer, and I also have it plugged into the OBD port. Quick tip for anybody who don't know how to data log. This right here is Live Link 2. And that's my SCT programmer right there. What I'm gonna do is show you guys how to properly data log Link 2 on your computer. This is the main screen that you're gonna reach. All right, so what you wanna do is make sure that you have everything plugged up. You're gonna hit, I want a data log. All right, I already have my car on, so it's fine. But you wanna plug in, make sure that your device is plugged into the USB port right here, and it'll give you instructions on how to do that. Next step, you wanna go to next. Once you make sure you have that connected, click on next. All right, now it's gonna tell you to cut the engine on, right? So once you have your engine on, which mine is already on, you will hit next again. All right, now you're checking for communications, which is right here. These numbers will pop up to let you know that the device has synced with the computer to make sure that it's connected to your car. So you should already have your loading files from the tune that they sent you. These are the configurations for them to check your logs and make sure your logs are running well. So what I'm gonna do is click on. So what you'll do is pick the file that's intended for your car. So this would be mine. Those are a couple other cars I've done, but this is mine. So what I do is I go to open. You know what pop up after you load your configurations. It's already prepped, set, ready to go. This is where you will go to start your log, right? Right here in this corner, you see this green device, and it'll turn red. Whenever you start data logging, that means stop. All right, and this right here is where you save. You go to save, and once you click on save, you go to save all. And name it as something that you will remember, or whatever you're doing. Like I'm doing a wide open throttle today because I'm on E85, And as well, I have the new manifold, so I just want to check the specs and make sure everything is running fine and healthy. When I send my logs into my tuner, he'll send me back, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that, whatever it is. I just need to make sure that the car's running healthy. It's been running fine, I've been running it, but I just want to be sure. So what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna hold you guys. I'm gonna go get to the spot that I usually do my data logging. Now we have stopped in a safe place. Make sure that it has the lights on so you can finish setting up. All right, so I got everything in a safe place. Everything is hooked up and connected. Make sure nothing becomes disconnected in this process. You can mess up your whole data log. Like I said, at starting it, you would go right here, as you can see where the green button is. Press OK on it. What it's gonna do is communicate with the car, and it's gonna start your log. When you're done data logging, all you want to do is go to save and go to save all. Pick a file name, save it, and you're all set to go to send it off.
1, 2, 3.
Man, please stop, man. Stop disrespecting me, man. Stop, man. Stop disrespecting me, man. Stop this, man.